there folks, it's Kikoskia here, specifically Future Kikoskia, adding something on to the beginning of this video, because I missed a couple of intriguing interactions with the moon. It's not often you get to say that in a game, and the two items I forgot to use on it were the spade and the pliers. First, let us use the spade.
I can dig the moon later.
I've no idea how you're going to do that, Edna, but I wish you luck in your endeavour. And finally, using the pliers on the moon.
Shall we remove the nails from the moon?
What then?
It'll probably fall down to Earth.
And after that?
Cities ablaze, oceans evaporating, people screaming for help. Armageddon.
Where do you get these ideas? Weren't you sprung into life by my subconscious?
You betcha.
Oh my, oh my.
Implications? Worrying. And now we return back to being inside the house and looking at everything that's part of Edna's past and yet has changed irreparably. Welcome back, folks, to Let's Play Edna and Harvey, the Breakout. We left off. Edna is still exploring the inside of her home and uncovering many painful memories along the way. Unfortunately, I think we're going to find many more as we keep exploring around. There's another room on this floor that we need to check out, and 3 rooms upstairs as well as another floor above there. So let's get started by checking out the front door from the inside.
This door hasn't been used in a long time.
Roughly 10 years if I were to take a guess.
Knock knock.
Do you really think I'd fall for that, Edna?
It was worth a try, and at least we heard Edna giggle just a little. There are still some tiny bright spots in this dark and dreary part of the game. Now let's see if we can use the door from the inside. Maybe there's a key there that we can't see.
Locked.
It was worth a try. Now let's try and take the door.
I don't want to go through like a bull at a gate.
Why not? It'll get the door open. But I suppose you want to keep everything as intact as possible. Harvey, what do you think of the inside of the front door?
Do you think anybody can get in here, Harvey?
How could they? Even we didn't make it, and we're supposed to be the experts, aren't we?
We've heard that before, and I still debate if you're actually the experts. Now let's see if there's any different dialogue for using the polo mallet on this side of the door compared to the other side.
It's latched, not bashed.
I don't think we're going to get many different things here.
There's a draft from all the cracks and gaps. I'd need a truckload of...
Yeah, I think it's going to roughly be the same. So let's move on to this plant here. That's not doing half as well as the plant in the kitchen. The plant in the kitchen isn't doing very well as it is.
Everything's dead here.
Not everything, Edna. You're here, and you're alive.
Can you tell me where the compost heap is?
I am the compost.
Oh.
To be fair, the plant's not wrong.
The plant is dead.
Very dead.
Why? It's dead.
We could do with another pot to put things in, but I understand why you're not going to take it. Harvey?
Look, Harvey. One of Dad's potted plants.
What irony! It used to bore me to death, and now it's nearly dead itself. I think there's a lesson in there somewhere.
There may be, but it would take quite a bit of digging to find it, and I think most of the interactions here will be the same as the interactions for the other potted plant, but it's worth checking.
I can't offer any assistance here. It's just about ready for plant heaven.
Which raises the age-old question, do dead daisies push up daisies too?
I was just waiting to see if there was anything extra added on. Let's try using one more thing, like the clay imprint.
Fertilizer won't save it.
We're probably going to get all the same reactions, so let's move on to a new room. The living room. This room, unfortunately, is in as much a state of disrepair as everywhere else, and we can interact with the painting, the table, and the French door. Let's start with the French door. Maybe we can find a way to open up this door and make a quick way outside. I highly doubt it, but it's worth a go. And look at those droopy candles. My, They've seen some better days. Everything here's seen some better days.
I can see the porch. Well, see is an exaggeration. I can guess it's there because I know that it is.
We can see a bit of the table. Vaguely. Sort of.
Hello? Is anybody out there? Theoretically, someone could be standing right in front of me. I wouldn't be able to see him.
Let's hope that nobody's there.
It's jammed.
Well, we're not going to be opening this anytime soon.
It's already mine, I believe.
Most likely. Harvey?
Everything's quiet out there. We're home at last, Harvey.
Let's find your room. Then we'll have truly made it all the way.
If I were to guess, it's probably going to be on the very top floor. I don't know that, but it's a guess that I'm pretty sure is going to be right. Pen?
I'm not disfiguring my own windows. Not today, anyway.
Not that you probably could with that pen. It'd be very difficult to write on glass with it. But I'm sure you'd find a way. After all, you did write into a solid metal bell.
I'll clean the windows tomorrow, first thing in the morning. We're home now, Harvey. I want it to be cozy.
You're probably going to need a lot more than pot holders to clean that window.
The roof seems to be leaking everywhere. I doubt I'll be able to find enough pots.
Probably not, at least not here.
I'm not disfiguring my own windows.
And we can't do anything with that signature, and I bet we can't do anything with this signature either.
I'm not disfiguring.
No, we can't. What about the painting shears?
My journey here was a strange zigzag, but now I'm here at last. I just need to find my room, and everything will be fine.
You keep saying that, Edna. I do not think it's going to be that way. And while I'm thinking about it, let's use the ability to counterfeit signatures on the French door.
Oh, no signature to forge here.
Time and time again, I am disappointed. But one day, Edna, one day we will find another signature. It just probably won't be here.
It's as locked as it's gonna get.
And by that you mean it's jammed.
I'll clean the windows tomorrow. We're home.
We've heard that one before. Toenail?
Starting tomorrow, I'll be able to clip my toenails at the window again.
You don't really mind which window it is, do you? As long as it's one of the windows that's at home.
No. This window is the last line of defense against the evil world out there.
It's not much of a line of defense, to be fair. It wouldn't take much to smash through it.
No.
And that's the same. What about the broken house key? Will that somehow open the French door?
Not everything is broken yet.
A lot of things in here are certainly broken. I can see that this chair isn't really going to be sat on ever again. Well, not sat on properly anyway.
I'm not disfiguring my own windows.
Let us now move on to looking at the table. The table itself actually seems okay. It's just the chairs and the cloth that's on top of it.
The old mahogany table. It used to have a beautiful shiny finish.
That was probably a long time ago. It doesn't look so shiny anymore. I bet it could be cleaned up to look mostly how it was. It'd just take a lot of effort and a lot of time. And you've got a lot of time on your hands, Edna. Or do you?
Hey, remember? I never wanted to eat my tuna soup.
How could I forget? You collected it, stored it, and then built a giant water bomb with it.
Alfred couldn't get rid of the stench for weeks.
I don't know about you, but I'd have certainly eaten tuna soup. That sounds quite tasty.
I can't sit down now. Time is running out.
And there the game goes saying, hey, you actually don't have lots of time to mess around. Things are happening beyond our perception. And that's true of all times in life. So let's just focus on picking up a table, then using all our items on the table, and then using everything on the painting. Because even though the game says we don't have much time, I know that's not true. This game's event-driven. Apart from the occasional timed event, but even they don't result in a game over.
The table is too heavy.
Fair enough. I was expecting that. Harvey?
Do you remember this table, Harvey?
This is where we sat, solved jigsaw puzzles, and played Spanish Inquisition with Alfred.
I wonder if his toenails ever grew back.
You definitely were a troublemaker. There is no doubt whatsoever.
This is where we used to play Mind Your Fingers.
There! You can still see the hammer marks under the dust.
I'm going to take a wild stab in the dark at whose fingers had to avoid the hammer, and they weren't yours, were they? No, they weren't. Pen?
I used to draw comic strips at this table.
The Adventures of Amazonian Space Girl were classic. She was the first superheroine who was also the captain of a pirate ship at the same time.
She does sound pretty spiffy. Potholder?
I can dust later.
That you can. Or not, because you said we don't have much time. Maybe you can dust after the impending crisis is sorted out.
We used to have lunch here every day.
And you pretty much didn't like most of what you were given, as far as I've gathered.
This is my table. Only I'm allowed to scribble on it.
Well, you are scribbling on it. You're just scribbling someone else's signature on it. Okay, no scribbling on the table, but I'm still going to try again.
This is my table.
Okay, no scribbling. Just thought I'd confirm. Definitely no scribbling.
I used to give Alfred's dolls new hairstyles here, but he didn't like the punk look.
Somehow I'm not surprised. Is there a signature on the table for me to find?
If there's any signature here at all, it could only be mine. Somewhere under all of this dust.
And we already have your signature. Well, actually, we don't have it as a thing we can use in our inventory, but you could always just sign things yourself anyway by just using the pen. Master key?
Doors! Keys belong to doors.
Oh, that's right.
That they do, Edna. Well done for re-remembering that just now. I knew you could do it. Antioxidant?
It's made out of wood. It doesn't get rusty.
I wouldn't be surprised if we did find some rusty wood in here. With the state of all these rooms, it could happen. Okay, it's not going to happen, but it could. I mean, look, the wallpaper is literally disintegrating away, revealing the bare brick wall.
I used to cut my toenails quite often at this table. Dad always told me to stop and finish my meal.
You really should have finished your meal, or at the very least finished squirreling away the tuna soup so that you could make another bath bomb. Spade?
Mayhem! Yippee!
Behave yourself, Harvey. These are our things, not Dr. Marcel's.
You heard her, Harvey. No mayhem at the dinner table. Afterwards, away from the dinner table.
This reminds me of how we once played Fakir. It took Dad all night to get the nails out of the table. And out of Alfred.
Out of Alfred? What did you do? Broken key?
Doors! Keys belong to doors.
Oh, that's right.
And the epiphany has been reached once again. And finally, the clay imprint.
I used to model figurines at this table all the time. Dad always said, if you don't like the mashed potatoes, why don't you just say so?
Because she's too busy modeling figurines, that's why. Now let us move on from the table and look at the painting. It does look like quite a nice landscape.
I remember this painting. It shows the landscape from a Cold Cuts commercial.
It was still probably a very nice landscape. Let's talk to the painting. And talk about art.
I can't. The sight leaves me speechless.
Fair enough. Let us use the painting and see what is obviously hidden behind it.
No, there's no safe hidden behind it.
Darn it. Let's at least take it with us.
It took Dad the whole day to get it exactly straight. It only took me seconds to make it crooked again. We used to be a dream team.
I don't think he saw you as a dream team. Also, he spent all day straightening out that picture. I wonder what his job was. Either way, Harvey, what do you make of this painting? What do you make of art?
Look, Harvey, our old painting.
Obviously, even the burglars didn't want it.
To be fair, they didn't take many things if they did come here. Polo man it?
Let's check the walls for hidden compartments.
I'd rather check the unhidden spaces in the house first. Like my room, for example.
And that's Edna not so subtly hinting that you need to go and find that. I acknowledge that we do need to get there, but we have more things to look at first.
Mattis is gone. Now we can finally improve it.
I don't know, Harvey. It reminds me of the past.
We're not going to be doing anything with that painting. That said, the painting has certainly seen better days. It would cost a lot of money to restore this back to its former glory.
This isn't dust. The painting always looked this way.
Including the grime and the peeling away from the frame? Alright then, if you say so. Let's try using this.
This painting was the referee in quite a few al dente tests. When the meatballs stick to it, the soup is al dente.
And you made an interesting stain that will be the conversation point of many a dinner in the future. Mainly, why did you throw that meatball at the painting? And then Edna stuck her tongue out at Mattis and went, "No," and then did it again. I could definitely see that happening.
Mattis is gone.
I don't know.
That's exactly the same, and we'll check with this.
Mattis is...
I don't know.
And that's exactly the same too. Pinking shears?
Oh yeah, let's cut holes in the canvas.
Please don't. I want everything to be like it was.
Unfortunately, Edna, nothing is going to be like it was, because that was 10 years ago. Everything has deteriorated since then, but maybe we can find the artist's signature.
The artist didn't sign it. He probably wanted to avoid complaints.
No signature for us, alas. Master key?
No. There's no safe hidden behind it.
You already said. Antioxidant?
This isn't rust. It's actually the motif.
Fair enough. What about the toenail?
The artist had one screw loose, that's for sure.
And which corner is that in? Oh, you're referring to something else. Oh, never mind. Let's just use the spade.
Let's check the walls for hidden...
I'd rather check like my...
We've already had that. What about the pliers?
Oh yeah, let's put some holes in the canvas.
Please don't. I want everything to be like it was.
I think that was a slightly different delivery of that line by Harvey. Very spiffy.
Everything's broken.
Edna, are you crying?
No.
And finally, the clay imprint.
Oh yeah, let's smear everything with dirt.
No. I want it to be as clean in here as it used to be.
That would require a lot of work. I mean, the floorboards are starting to come up. That's how bad things are. But I think we've looked at everything we can here, so let's head upstairs and see what other rooms we can check out. We have the study, the bathroom, and the schoolroom. Oh, so the tempomorphing scene where we were in the classroom, that was there. Interesting. Let's first check out the study, shall we? And I see something that we can possibly take, and that is the lighter. It definitely sticks out compared to everything else, so let's check that out immediately.
My father's lighter.
Let's talk to the lighter.
Fibble, fibble, fark. Light in the dark.
And it has nothing to say. Can we use it?
My father never allowed me to play with it.
That was after you burned Alfred's butterfly collection.
Didn't you tell me I should do that?
Harvey is not going to say anything. Very wisely, he's not going to implicate himself. Can we take the lighter?
My father never allowed me to play with it, but I can't see him anywhere.
And so, it is ours. We have a new inventory item, which means it's time to use it on everything in our inventory, starting with Harvey.
I was never allowed to play with it back then, and now, I don't know if I'd still enjoy it.
Come on! We can finally smoke out Alfred's ant ranch!
Alfred is dead, Harvey.
How long do ants live?
Not 10 years, Harvey. Not 10 years.
Doesn't burn.
I'm not surprised. The polo mallet is made of sturdy stuff.
They call her Flaming Pen. She could reduce whole libraries to rubble with a single stroke of an apostrophe.
And thus she became the librarian's worst supervillain ever.
Potholders don't catch fire that easily. I know. I've tried.
A good potholder certainly won't, but a bad one might.
This doesn't achieve anything. I need a real furnace.
Fortunately, we know the location of a real furnace. Downstairs in the basement. I think we found what we're going to use to light it with, and thus make a new copy of the house key. But not right now.
Let's write the barkeeper's name all over the shards.
No, Harvey. We've got better things to do right now.
Aw, come on.
Mayhem has been cancelled. Pinking shears?
She came out of the blue. She walked composed, and her gaze was cold as ice, and the teeth of her pinking shears were black from soot.
And thus, they knew that they had met the shearer, and they were doomed.
Let's write Dr. Marcel's name all over the shards.
No, Harvey. We've got better things to do right now.
Aw, come on. Maybe he'll cut himself trying to read them.
He probably won't. Now let us see if we can get a counterfeit signature from the lighter.
I'll skip the signature of this Zippy guy.
Why not? We could then sign everything with Zippy. Think of the mayhem! Okay, I can understand that you're not quite thinking about mayhem right now. So let's move on to using the master key with the lighter.
Maybe I could melt down the key again. But not like this.
And there's the game giving you a not-so-subtle hint that you're on the right line of thought.
Now it's like new.
Yippee! I guess the highly flammable label was just fear tactics.
That or the lighter really isn't really emitting many flames.
My toenails are fireproof.
Just one of the many spiffy abilities that you have.
We should set the shovel on fire.
No, Harvey. We shouldn't do that.
But
No.
We might need that shovel. I'm sorry, Harvey.
Watch it, Clawhand. Firebolt plans his dragon breath attack.
Firebolt doesn't stand a chance against Clawhand.
Oh, yeah? And how's he gonna counter the dragon breath attack?
With the electric crab shell shield, I should think.
Huh. I want to see this. Dang. The crab shell shield holds up. Pull out, Firebolt. Back to the volcano cave.
Will Firebolt prevail? Tune in next time for the next exciting episode of Captain Useless and Firebolt. This episode will actually never air. Let's now use the broken house key with the lighter.
The shards have already been baked. I just have to find a way to reverse the process now.
Fair enough. And the clay imprint with the lighter.
Basically, this is not a bad idea, but the flame would be much too weak to bake the clay.
So let's burn something really big.
And I have an idea of what. And so, folks, when we come back, we will continue to explore this floor. We actually haven't really started exploring this floor yet, we only just got the lighter, but we did explore all the things that we can do with the lighter in our inventory. Now that we've done that, we'll check out the study, and then we'll go look at the bathroom and the schoolroom, and then we'll head further upstairs. My theory about that being where Edna's room is becoming more and more likely as we keep looking around. And so, I'll catch you next time, folks, and I'll see you then. Later.